One.
Oh,
We're on?
righty then, we're
All
live.
right. Well, welcome to Wide Open Wednesday. I'm your host, Fred Fletcher, and here with my cohort here, Nick Leach. And we're going to have a full hour of broadcasting live here from Motorsports up here in Oaks. If you have a couple of hours to waste, I shouldn't say waste, but have a couple hours you want to spend, come on up here, spend it wisely up here, have a lot of fun. So I'll take it over to Nick Leach, who's got a guest here, Ryan Simmons. Bring it on.
Well, we got Ryan Simmons. He's the crate champion at New Egypt Speedway. And last night, if you ever come to Motorsports, there's the after party after the first night. Of course, they only have 2 nights now instead of 3 nights. God forbid if we had 3 nights. Saturday night would probably be worse than Friday night. Rye, your eyes are a little heavy this morning.
Yeah.
I heard there was dancing. I heard there was a lot of truth serum drank last night. Everybody was talking. Guys that didn't talk, say 2 words, were flapping their gums pretty good last night.
Oh yeah, it got pretty interesting and fun there. I wasn't the one dancing. We can see Rick Laubach for that.
Oh,
but
under the bus.
Yeah.
right under the bus, Freddie threw him.
Hey, he had the moves. I'll give Rick credit. He was dancing a night away. Hartwig too. Hartwig, you had great moves. It was a lot of fun. We went over to the bar down the road for a little bit to get some food, and then went back to the hotel after party, and the Salmons did a great job with that. Let me tell you.
Wow.
But yeah, they did a really cool job with that and everything. And then yeah, we had a lot of fun. I didn't have my drinking partner Buffalino, so I was a little tame last night. I didn't have somebody peer pressuring me into drinking every 5 seconds. But no, it was a late night, and now we're here, and this is what it's all about. You come here, you party, and you have fun, and then you regret it all the next day.
Yeah, we were here yesterday. We spent yesterday here walking around, doing some shopping and looking and checking things out and getting some ideas for my own car. And this is just the place to be.
Now, Fred, you know you're old.
First one.
You know we're old
yeah.
when we don't get invited to the after party. What the hell is up with that?
They know better. That's a waste of it.
All right, I guess. But Rye,
We party in a different way.
yeah, we party in a different. He bought moonshine though.
I did get some moonshine.
So he's got some moonshine.
Well, I came here for car parts. I got moonshine.
Well, to be fair, we were hard on Lenny Salmons last night because he was drinking 7 and 7s or something, and everybody was calling him that's an old man drink. So there's no age limit, I guess.
Yeah,
my
exactly.
My grandfather and Bill Redner drinks 7 and 7s.
Well, what's the drink? What's the hip drink now, Rye? Tell us.
I don't know. I'm all about the little Surfside things. People can call me a girl all they want. I don't care. Those things are addicting. But other than that, you got to go Tito's Lemonade. Paulie likes Captain and Cokes.
That's Paul Mancini walking by.
You liked him a lot last
everybody
night.
out. But yeah, I mean, it's fun. You come here, you do what you got to do. You represent New Egypt Speedway. We're going to have the captain over here, Mr. Cheddar, we'll call him, or mac and cheese, whatever. You told me that, and you guys told me that Chris Moore does not like cheese. He likes the Eagles, okay? How do you be an Eagles fan and don't like a cheesesteak?
I don't know. I think my sister has terrible taste in men. You got that guy over there. He doesn't like cheese. He's not American. He likes the Eagles, which is...
Now watch yourself.
If he wasn't at New Egypt, I'd tell her to get rid of him.
No, but you got to watch yourself. You can't run him in the ground too hard.
Yeah, I'll be black flagged by
you'll
first
start
race.
last in every heat.
Lap 1, I'll be sent to the rear.
You'll be sent to the rear in every race. You're being deep shit. Okay? So you got to be careful what you're doing.
Yeah, he's already in my house eating my snacks, so yeah.
Trust me,
not the Cheez-Its.
I can see the tears already from your class. Oh, Ryan gets to start up front. He gets the best draw. Look, he gets the park over. You know it's coming, bro.
Oh, it's been happening for years, even without that guy there. So, but
you know it's coming. So
yeah, no, he's a good time. I'm glad he's there. He's very smart with racing, and he knows what he's doing. He's had years of experience with Brett, and I mean he's seen every track there is to know, you know what I mean?
Right.
Brookfield, Fonda, Utica, everything.
Right.
And he's been to Canada, Florida, Alltech. So he's been all these different places, and he's able to utilize what he's seen and what he's taken from Brett and whoever else, and now he can apply it to New Egypt.
Right.
And and New Egypt's got such a good a scenario and an area around it where we can implement really cool things, and you know that. And I mean, so there's a lot of things that we can do at the Speedway, which I told him I'm an open book. I'll help him any way I can, from things that I did when I was a kid at the Speedway.
Danced.
Nothing changes. I mean, now I just have a beer in my hand when I do it. But Yeah, I mean, New Egypt's a gold mine, and it always has been. And there's things that, like, when I was a kid there, that I would love to see them bring back, and I told them that, like banner nights, big wheels nights, and everything.
Bring Nick Leach back.
Bring Nick Leach back, and there's a lot of things that we could do, and I think it's cool. And he's open to listening, and him and Fred get along great, and that's
cool.
Perfect. They've talked about putting a micro sprint track there through, and 3 and 4 coming through the infield.
I hear you.
Fred's open to it, and and so it's cool to see them with that work dynamic, and I think it's a good relationship, because Fred can trust him as someone who knows racing.
All right. Well, unfortunately, you being the first guest, our senior producer over here is cutting us off. So Ryan Simmons, he will be racing at New Egypt.
Thank you.
We'll be traveling around doing other things. We appreciate you being on the show. Our next victim is lined up.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, brother. Love you, man.
Thank you, Fred. Appreciate it.
Is that good enough for you, Kate? Matthew, get in here.
Yeah, this is what's good. I've been, you can sit here and talk about racing all day long.
Get in the middle.
We actually bring out the personalities in everybody, and that's what we have a lot of fun doing. And Nick's a great guy for doing that. So
bringing the personalities or pissing people off. That's good.
There's a little of both, but right now, we'll take the personality part.
Right now, I feel like real old because of this guy. He's a little Rick Lawbox kid here, Matthew, and he was over there shining up his machine over there.
Nice.
Well, I talked to Logan Watt, who was little. Sammy Marks, I'm going to talk to him later. And now, what are you doing this year? How old are you, first of all?
I'm 13.
Man, I really feel old. Now, where are you going to run this year, and what are you going to do?
We're going to run All-Stars this year instead of Juniors. I think we've finally got out of that stage, and we're going to run an action track again weekly. We're going to travel a little bit more. We might go to Hamlin when Bridgeport's off. But we just got to go with my dad's schedule, because that's what matters, and that's what's making the money.
Well, tell Dad, as he gets older, he's going to get slower, and you're going to get better, and he's going to have to start building cars for you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
There you go. See, that'll work out good. So you go to Bridgeport, you run there sometimes, and then action. What's your favorite track, Matt?
I like Bridgeport. It's more technical. I ran there like 2 or 3 times last year, but it's a lot of throttle control, and that's what I need in these slingshots. That's what you got to learn once you get up to a crate. That's what's important with them.
See, Fred, when I was a kid, I wouldn't be able to talk technical like he is. I'd be like, what? What are you talking about? My dad does that. My brother fixes that. This guy here, he'd go over there, work on his car. I don't need you, Dad. I got this all set up. I'll go out there and do it myself. I've watched you at Kutztown on TV, because that's a little far for me to drive, but I've watched you grow. I've known you since you were born, and your mom is a good friend of mine. And, of course, your dad is, too. We got to get your dad back to New Egypt a couple times. Of course, he's a champion there. But I see big things for you, dude. You're starting to come into your own.
Yeah, thank you. I'm trying. Gotta start young. Just gotta do whatever you can.
Just following the footsteps of these guys before you, Logan Watt and Sammy Marks, and they're all your friends.
Yeah.
So they ain't going to lead you astray. They're going to put you in the right direction.
No, yeah, they definitely teach me a lot, and they help me out, and they tell me what to do, and they just help a lot.
All right, the Quaker Shaker's son, Matthew Lawback. Thanks, brother. We appreciate you coming in.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Matty. Thank you. Next. Who's next, Kate?
We got a whole party going on here. We need more mics.
All right, who's next?
Don't worry. Only one going.
Okay, we got a whole party going on behind me.
Oh, it's a tech school thing.
All right.
All right, now we got a whole party here. They didn't bring no beer, no breakfast, but we'll let them in anyhow. All right, I'm going to let you tell us. Oh, geez, I'm going to get my ass beat here. All right, tell us what's going on. What are all these guys back? What's going on?
So this is a group of students from my school. We're York County School of Technology, and what we do is we do a competition. It's a national competition called Hot Rodders of Tomorrow. We take a Chevy 350 motor, tear it completely down to the block, and then put everything back together. Everything's torqued to spec, and drop parts or anything like that can cause us to lose time or have penalties onto us.
Fred?
Hey. you're talking my language. Any of you guys want to talk to me about a job later on? Here's my cards.
Yep, grab one of his cards.
Yeah.
Any of you guys want to talk? He's serious. He's not
serious.
lying.
I'm serious.
He owns a shop in Bucks County.
I have a shop in Fairless
and he's-
Hills. I work on this car. I built. I had a restoration shop for a lot of years. Anybody wants to get involved with that, I'm always supportive of the young guys in the schools and bringing somebody in and teaching them the way to do it.
Or bring us some information about the school.
Yeah,
That
bring
way
us some
Fred can
school,
have it.
yeah,
And he can bring you guys down there on a thing where you can learn at his shop. He's more than willing to do that. Now, do you have competitions amongst you guys or other schools or anything?
Yeah, we do. We actually just got back from our national competition in Indianapolis, where we came in. We took 3 teams out, and our first team came in second. Our second team came in third, and then our third team came in 15th.
Awesome. Now, who are all these guys? Give them a shout out. Tell us
So
who we
behind
are.
me, I got Mr. Kessler. He's our amazing teacher that helps us out with all this. He's also our coach for our 2 teams.
Cool.
I have Rylan behind me. He's the head guy on the blue team. I have Brody. He's the top end guy for Rylan's team. And then I have Ethan. He's now on my team this year, running the top end on my team.
Now, one of our racers, Anthony Tramontana, he goes to college and he kind of does the same thing. He has a class that he goes to and he's teaching other people this. This is excellent. This is cool because this is the future of maybe not our sport, that drag racing and other sports, and this is what we need. We need guys like you guys to come up through the ranks, get a guy like Fred, work for Fred. Of course, Fred's a racer himself now, but yeah, we really appreciate what you guys are doing, and you need to be commended. Congratulations, guys. Keep doing what you're doing. And teacher,
Thank you.
great job. You taught them well.
I heard you guys turning the impact guns over there yesterday, so I like the times. I like the times you turn. We get a car, brake job, and everything out in 15 minutes. I like that.
So great job. Thanks for coming down to the booth. We appreciate it. Kate, good
Thank you.
job.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Yep.
If anybody wants a card, I got it here.
Yeah, take one of his cards, guys, if you're looking to get a job.
There you go.
Thank you so much.
No, thank
God,
you. We
okay.
appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Next.
That's awesome. That's very encouraging to hear.
That's
see
cool.
These guys.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, you know, that's the future. Not only of our sport, but, you know, mechanics in general. Fred, you being a mechanic, that's what you need.
Yeah, I didn't go to school, but I see what the schools do.
Go behind me, brother, and sit in the middle.
Yeah, I've hired a few.
I'm good.
Few
How are
people,
you?
Gave them a shot from coming out of the schools, and they've been,
Tanner
been
Van Doom.
fantastic. So, how you doing?
See, this guy here
It's okay.
is another guy
Thank you.
that,
I got stuff flying.
as you know, last year I wasn't at New Egypt the whole year. Another reason why I was pissed off was this guy right here, because I didn't get to see him every week race at a track that I used to be at. But Tanner Van Dorn, another young gun that's up and coming. Fred, you probably watched him race.
Yeah,
at
I've
New
watched him
Egypt.
race a few times.
And you're an up and coming young gun too, boy. You got to be pretty happy. What made you decide to go to New Egypt? A challenge?
It was just it was where everything worked out. My family was able to go on a weekly basis, and it made sense for our sponsors. Our sponsors were close to there, and it made sense for our team. It was a place where we could go and run up front and win races, and it was closer to home and not 4 hours away every week. It was 2. So this
still
makes
long.
it's long, but when we go to 4 hours away to New York every week, it's not really that bad. So it just made sense for us.
Now, what are your plans for this year? What are you going to do this year? Going back to New Egypt?
We're going to go back to New Egypt for weekly. We're going to run Dale South. We're building a big block. We're going to run that a couple times. It all depends on how the year's going. Depends how money's going with everything, and depends. Win a couple races, we'll race more. If we're tearing stuff up and not having a good year, we'll take a step back and say, all right, what do we really need to do here, and figure out what we need to do.
Now, I know this guy real well.
Yeah.
Get in your wallet. We want him to go to the Chili Bowl.
Oh.
You would do that, wouldn't you?
We've been talking about it the last couple of years. With me running indoor stuff and getting even more comfortable inside open wheel car. I want to get in a sprint car.
Okay.
But getting into midget, going out there would be fun too. I feel if I get comfortable in the race car, I could do pretty good.
Yeah, more seat time, and then you do the indoor stuff. I'd love to see it at the Chili Bowl.
Yeah, I want to. It's it's all it's getting in the right stuff and at the right time is part of it.
Yeah,
too.
exactly. And I watch it, New Egypt. I watch it on TV, you know, and I'm like, there's so many young guys coming up in the sport. The sport is in good hands. What do you think, Fred? The sport's in good hands with these young guys coming up, guys like you.
A few years ago, I was a little skeptical with what I was seeing, but now that I've gotten more involved and I'm seeing you guys out there on the track and doing really well and running well, and I'm very encouraged about the future of our sport.
So am I. I mean, guys like him. We had Logan Watt over here, Paul Mancini standing over there. So yeah, our sport is in good hands. And just keep doing what you're doing. And I'll get to talk to you in victory lane sooner or later, pal.
I think all of our young guys, you know, all of us are. No, we kind of we all grew up the same, if that makes sense. No, we were all raced against each other, and we're all taking that next step now to go to the big cars and go try to win these big races against the guys that could be my dad.
Exactly.
No, that's where no one ever I get beat or something. No, that's what I go to is. Yeah, I could have did something different and been better, but you know, this guy could be my dad and has so many, has been racing longer than I've been alive. So you know, and that experience these days makes the world a difference because we all have the same stuff, and that little 16th of an inch makes makes that half a tenth that you need every lap to go beat that guy. So you know, the experience is everything these days.
Just remember, somebody's always watching you, and nowadays you got to be a little more polished than the guys were back in the day. You never know, there could be a millionaire sitting in the grandstand, so you got to watch what you're doing. That's what I always told the guys when I interviewed them at New Egypt. I said, watch what you say, watch what you do. You never know who's sitting in the grandstand. Well, keep doing what you're doing, brother. I appreciate you taking the time
to coming on.
Tanner Van Dorn, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
Who's next? Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Get in there, Paul. Now, this guy here.
First of all, he's one of my favorite drivers.
He's one of Fred's favorites, and he's one of my favorites. And this guy here is probably never said too much, never talked a lot. Now he's coming out of his shell. He's a very good race car driver, comes from a great family. And I call him the silent assassin because he never talked. But now he's out hanging out with Ryan Simmons and all these other people.
Yeah, be careful with that.
Wearing gold bracelets and hanging out at the beach. Did you do any surfing when you were on vacation?
Nah, man. We just went snorkeling and just went out to the bars every night. And
there you go.
Did you go to the bar last night? They were acting up, I heard, last night.
It was a fun night.
Well, Ryan told me it was a lot of fun. He couldn't keep his eyes open when he was sitting over here.
Yeah, I'm not too far behind.
Yeah, Paul's looking a little rough there, too.
Yeah, I didn't get a lot of sleep, but...
Been there.
How about Chris Moore doesn't like cheese?
Yeah, no, that's...
Nobody told me that.
That's really weird. I mean, if you don't like cheese, I mean, what do you eat?
Exactly.
Rice and chicken?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
exactly.
Hey, just get a steak with.
So, you're getting ready to go to Florida, right?
Yeah, I leave a week from tomorrow.
Wow. How's Dad doing?
No, he's doing good. He's excited and just happy to start racing again.
How's Flying Ryan?
He's good. Yeah, he's good. Crazy.
Keeps you in check?
Yeah.
Keeps you busy?
Yeah.
He's going to run quarter midgets, or he's got something else he's going to do?
Can you still do quarter midgets this year?
Quarter midget?
Yeah,
How long is he going to do that before he moves up to a speedster or something?
Oh, I hope not anytime soon. I'm too busy. I don't got enough time in the day to work on another car.
Now, you're going to go to Florida, you're going to come back home. What are you going to do on a regular basis, Paul?
Yeah, so I'll race New Egypt weekly and then travel to Orange County for their races they have. I think they have 5 or 6. Georgetown a lot. All Deo Sal series and maybe some North series if we have time. But yeah, I mean, we have like 58 races scheduled this year.
Awesome.
And yeah, it's a lot of racing.
See, it's not like iRacing. You can sit there and drink, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
You got to stay on top of your game.
Yeah.
You like Georgetown, do you?
Yeah, I really like Georgetown. I mean, this past year, I think the track's been phenomenal. Brett's done a good job this year with it. And yeah, we've had some luck there, and we've been decent, but I really like it with the new Wegner motors. I think the track's
cool.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
Cool. Now, what cars you got for this year?
I just have the same 3. I have 2 specs, and then I have the new Wagner that I'm taking to Florida, and then I'll run all Deo South stuffs with.
Cool. Cool. Well, we wish you a lot of luck. We hope that you do well.
Yep.
Of course, you're one of our favorites. You've always been one of my favorites.
I always enjoyed
I kind of
watching
liked
you.
your girlfriend more than I liked you, I'll be honest. But anyhow, Paul, you know we're rooting for you, man.
Yeah,
Go down there
thank
and
you.
do a good job.
Appreciate it.
You
Thank
know
you.
that. Tell your dad I said hi.
I will.
Give your brother a big hug for me, all right?
I will. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for coming on, brother.
Thank you.
We appreciate
All
it.
right.
Thank you.
Yep. Whoop. Can't step on the court, Nick. Who's next?
What do we got next?
Doug Borger.
Doug Borger. Okay.
Thank you.
Come on in, sir. Sit in the middle.
That's the hot seat.
That's the hot seat, Doug. Don't burn yourself.
Yeah. Well, I hope you have a bleep button because it could get ugly.
There you go.
Nah. All right.
Oh,
Doug, tell us who you are and what you're about, brother. Tell us.
Doug Berger from Kunkletown, Pennsylvania.
Kunkletown's a nice town.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. What's going on?
I build the XL Modifieds.
See, man, right up my alley. They
Yep.
make them big enough for a big guy like me.
Oh, that's not big. That's forward bite, baby.
Oh, see, there you go. There you go. Now, I know one of the guys from Low Down and Dirty drives one of them.
Eric Whitby.
Eric Whipping. He's
Orlando Hornblower.
He's a good friend of mine.
And you admit that?
Yeah, well, you know, you gotta have good friends like him around. You know, they protect you sometimes. Now, that class is cool because you have the micro stocks over there, but then you have the 600s, and they've grown a little bit over the years. They've grown a lot, right?
Yeah, we're getting bigger every year. Getting more tracks. It's branching out to different states. We're out in Iowa. We're out in Oklahoma.
That's crazy.
Got a group in Texas right now. I just sold a dealership down in North Carolina.
No kidding.
Down by Millbridge, down where the big guys are.
Well, see, Zach made me.
there you go.
I have to talk to Zach about that. My nephew just moved down in Lincolnton.
Yeah.
So, all right. Yep. See, he may be interested in that. Now, did you start that on your own, and then
It's all me. I started.
No kidding.
What happened? I was running URC sprint cars.
Oh, okay.
Freaking love them. Sprint cars are still my thing. I love sprint car racing. That's the nuts.
Yep.
Just couldn't afford it.
Yeah,
It's that simple. I build my own car, build my own sprint cars, build my own sprint car motors, everything. I ran USAC midgets.
That's my favorite.
Oh my God. I mean, same thing. Build my own midgets, build my own midget motors. Our midget motor that we ran, we took a 410 sprint car motor and physically cut it in half. It was a V4.
See, he's a mechanic. He can appreciate that.
And so we had a guy from California build me a special crank, special cam. I ran a V8 mag, and the extra 4 spark plugs, I just ground them out in the back of the block, in the bell housing.
Yeah, nice.
See, Fred, you know what he's talking about.
Oh, yeah.
And so it was a neat little motor. The whole complete motor was right around 400 horsepower, and it weighed 170 pounds.
Wow.
It was a slick deal.
Don't let that secret out.
Yeah, it was a slick deal. And but yeah, with the XL cars, I mean, we're getting bigger every year, selling more cars. It's affordable. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, see, and
it's affordable.
Yeah.
With the URCs, I mean, I had a bad night before Doug Rose bought it, but had a bad night at Bridgeport, and all the way home, I bitched about the money and about this and not having enough pit crew and everything like that. Made one phone call Sunday morning to Danny Dietrich's dad.
Okay.
That's when he had the sprint car warehouse deal.
We all know who he is. Yep.
He bought everything at one shot.
Wow.
That quick, I was out of sprint car racing. It's like, just freaking come and get it. I'm pissed off, come and get it.
Yep.
So he got 2 complete cars, 3 extra frame and body kits, like 4 extra brand new rear ends, and just come and get it. And then this is what I came up with.
Well, there you go, and it's working because I see them everywhere now.
Yep, I'm a firm believer there's more poor people than rich people. Even the poor people want to race.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And they're not going to give up their hobby. They're going to do it.
I'm going to be Googling that now because I'm interested in that.
Wait till you see them.
Oh, they're a blast.
Okay.
They're cool.
They're a blast.
Cool. They look just like a modified.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, like down, we have one show a year down at Bridgeport, and we race on the big track.
Yep.
Not on the little track.
Yep.
We used to race on the little track, and it was just, I don't know. We fit better on the big track. We'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
And Doug Rose was really kind of skeptical about letting us run the big track because it's quick. So the first time we ran on the big track, you know, Doug was up in the tower with me, and he was shitting bricks. I mean, and
beep.
And
we don't have a delay. Go ahead.
So then we had, you know, like my Richie Hitzlers and Tyler Bardicks and Eric Whitby's. You know, them guys didn't think twice. They stuck it right up against the fence, right like the big cars, right up against the fence. And this is our third year running the big track now.
Cool.
So, I mean, we put a good show on, knock on wood, we put a good show on. I can never thank Doug enough for letting us do that. You know, so we're down there this year one time. I just talked to Doug yesterday. We're trying to work like a second date for this year. You know, schedule.
Well, Fred will go and watch that.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, we had
I'm interested
a big scheduling conflict 2 days ago. 2 days ago, we had a big scheduling conflict, so I have some open dates now all of a sudden.
Talk to Chris Moore about New Egypt.
Well,
we'll get to
it's a political thing. I want to, but you know, we'll just leave it at that.
All right, brother.
All right.
Thanks for your
Thanks
time.
for having me.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
I appreciate it, man.
All right.
Step over in front of me. That way I ain't get my cord tangled. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Up next. Come on in, my man. A man of 1,000 rides. Joey Toth.
Breaking news!
Breaking news here at Motorsports. Joey Toth will be driving for Dave Adams. And, man, that's a quality ride. You couldn't ask for a better ride, my friend.
No, definitely not. I've been lucky to be able to have a few good rides and have good stuff in our own cars with our family, and definitely looking forward to the opportunity with Dave to run for a championship at Bridgeport and still be able to travel around and do whatever we want with our own stuff. And hopefully it'll turn into a good year like we've had the past few years.
Yeah, I mean, Joe, you know you're no stranger to going anywhere and running in the top 5 without a problem. You go to Georgetown, you go all over the place and do what you do. And now, Dave, I mean, I went to Kevin's to pick up my golf cart, and I'm looking at the car, and I'm like, wait a minute. He goes, you got to keep your mouth shut. You can't let this out of the bag. They're going to announce it at Motorsports, and then, you know, you being close to me, you know, you're one of my adopted nephews, I say, and then for you to get this quality ride, I think you're going to do good in the car. I mean, you don't have no problems with Bridgeport, right? You can get around there. No. You want a modified race there. What am I saying?
Yeah, we have the one modified win there, and then we have a few crate wins, but we've never ran a full season there in one car, so we got to just got to adapt to running there again every week and adapt to running weekly again because we didn't run weekly last year, so get back to running a full schedule with his car on Saturdays and probably run 2-3 nights a week again like we did the past few years except for that last year.
Are you excited about this opportunity and going to Bridgeport and doing that stuff? Dave keeping the car at his place, or are you bringing it home?
Yeah, I'm excited to be able to do it, and Dave's got his own crew and his own shop, so we're going to work out of his shop with his cars.
Oh, okay.
And then we're going to start out with 2 crate cars and see which one I like better, and we'll go from there. And it's going to be good not having to have all the pressure the pressure on me at the shop, and I'll go over and help them once, twice a week at their shop. It's only 15-20 minutes from my shop to my house, so it's not
cool.
that big of an inconvenience.
Yeah, perfect. Now, you're going to travel. You going to do anything early before the regular season starts? You going anywhere early?
We're going to run Atlantic City next week with the indoor car
okay.
Mike Isles gave us to run, and we got the Joey K Memorial on there, the JK12 for Atlantic City again, and hopefully we can carry our speed over that we had at Allentown and just get a little bit more luck on our side for next weekend. And then our first outdoor race is going to be Port Royal for Short Track Super Series in the 9 car. And then after that, we'll go to Bridgeport with the first race with the 37 for Short Track Super Series.
So you're going to do stuff with your car, special stuff, and that's going to be your main ride then?
Yep, the 37 will be our Saturday night home track car, and then we're going to travel, run the STSS South with the 9 car. We'll run the 5 or 6 race series at Orange County with the 9 car and a couple other big races at the end of the year, and probably hopefully scatter in a few spec races.
All right, I seen you been hitting the weight room and losing weight. You look great, man. You're doing what you're doing. You know, that just means speed. More pounds you scrub off, the faster you go. Like you're not going fast enough. But thanks, Joe, for being with us. I appreciate your time, buddy.
Thank you.
Joe Toth, ladies and gentlemen. Keep your eye on the Adams 37 this year at Bridgeport. And I'm sure Kate, who's Kate got lined up now? We got Mr. Hogue. Come on in here, my brother.
Sir?
How are you, young man?
Well.
Now, see, this guy here,
All right.
his father and him, they're my favorite people, and for a whole different reason. Ain't got nothing to do with racing. It's got to do with Tasty Cakes.
Oh, boy.
When I used to come to New Egypt, the Tasty Cake car, I used to get a box of Tasty Cakes. And, yeah, that's why I'm so fat now.
You know you were supposed to share those, right?
Hell no, I ain't sharing them. You bring a box of a sampler up, there ain't nobody getting on. I said, these are mine.
Yeah, we know.
I used to put tape on them. you know what I mean? Nobody was getting them, Tim. You know that. We had the pleasure of having Mr. Danner on our show.
Indeed.
And Tim, I got to tell you, he got lucky with you guys, and you got lucky with him. What a down-to-earth guy for as young as he is. Very well-spoken, good
Extremely.
guy. Good kid. And the thing of it is that I know how much you work at your race team. I know how much you struggled early, and now you probably thought, oh, this ain't never going to pay off. This is killing me. And now you're starting to reap the benefits of it with him.
We are, yeah. We're very fortunate. Briggs is an amazing talent. We're so lucky to work with him. He's so easy to work with from like a crew chief perspective. He's knows what he feels. He can relate what he feels, and it makes it a lot easier to make changes to the race car and make him more comfortable. And obviously, his success is showing in his talent, right? I mean, he's just and that's just not in the sprint car. That's everything the kid drives. I mean, he's good in everything. He's just a natural talent, in my opinion.
It's crazy because you see a guy like Kyle Larson, he can sit on his table and make it go fast. I mean, and now you see these kids that are coming up like him and a couple other guys. They just get in and they know, and they have the talent, and they don't only just sit in the seat. They work on the cars.
Oh, so Briggs is him and Kevin Graver. So Briggs runs the indoor TQ deal, the Salmons' indoor deal, Allentown and Atlantic City. And last year he was telling me, oh yeah, Kevin and I were building a TQ, we're building our own. I'm like, oh, you building a Lafler? He goes, no, I mean we're building our own. Like, so they built their own chassis, and then went out there, and I know they were really good last year. So this year they're like, oh yeah, well, we know a few things we're going to change, so we're just going to build another one. Like, so yeah, he doesn't just put them together. Like he understands how he wants the car to be and things like that. I mean, he's very intelligent and understands the race car so well. He's very talented in working on the car and driving the car, and I think they relate to one another, like you said. I think that's part of what makes him so good at what he does, and why he's able to get in so many different cars, because he just seems to understand them all.
The thing of it is he doesn't forget where he came from, and he's perfectly, because I told him, I said, the devil will come knocking at your door and tell you, all right, we got this for you, we got that for you, because there's always somebody watching that's either jealous of what you have and they want what you have. You know what I mean? And they'll try and take them away from you.
Absolutely.
Okay? And he's like, nope, I'm perfectly satisfied with what I got. Timmy takes care of me. The Hogues are great people. And of course, we have to mention Heather.
Absolutely.
Because Heather was my trophy girl.
Well,
you know?
100%. And it's not just Heather.
It's a whole team.
You know, it's the whole team, but it's all the women on the team. Right? Like, they get neglected by so many teams. And let's be honest, right? If it wasn't for them, right? I mean, you talk great about Heather, and you know, obviously I love Heather, but if Heather and Mackenzie both went, you know what, we want you home more, well, that racing deal just goes. I have
one right there.
Right? It all goes down because if I can't spend as much time in the shop, you know, and that goes for everybody, right? I mean, everybody's significant other has to allow, I don't want to use the word allow, but be patient or understanding of that. And if they're not, then it makes it a lot harder to do it, you know, and I'm lucky to have someone that understands and kicks me in the butt once in a while when I maybe don't want to do it. You know what I mean? So
I have that too.
So and it's I got 2 of them.
Yeah, see, there you have it.
The kid is harder on me than her.
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean? We got to get to the races. We got to be faster. What are you doing? Like, make this thing faster.
That's funny. That's good.
Yeah, she's hard on me. So, but yeah, fortunate with the whole situation. My brother gives us everything we could ask for as far as a team goes, as far as parts and engines and cars, and I mean it's John Schneider is an amazing sponsor, helps us out so much, and Roy and Melissa Danner, I mean, just great people. Like, cool. We're truly a team. Everyone gets along great, and it's just fun. You know, that's what it's supposed to be.
You're a good person. You deserve everything that's coming your way, pal. Just keep doing what you're doing, all right?
Thank you. I try, and I'm going to. But can we shift gears?
Sure, shift them.
Can we talk about USAC East Coast?
Yeah, talk about it.
All right, because my brother also didn't have enough to do, so he took over the USAC East Coast Series. So here we are at the Motorsports Show trying to promote the USAC East Coast Series and let everyone know that the series is coming back strong in 2025. We have an incredible schedule, 23 races.
Wow.
We have changed the leadership up a little bit, so it's not, I mean, my brother took it over, but set it up because, we came up through URC.
Sure.
So we set it up that's the club style, right? So Ed Aiken is our president.
Oh, cool.
Steven Dravicki is the vice president.
Cool.
There's a board of directors. So there's guys interested and invested in the series,
exactly.
with blood, sweat, and tears now to try to make it go. So it's not just one person trying to make it go, and I think it's going to make a big difference for the series, and it's showing already with our schedule. We have 23 races this year. We're going to be at New Egypt twice. We're at New Egypt with the Outlaws when the Outlaws are there. All over Pennsylvania, Bridgeport, Delaware, Georgetown. The schedule's really strong. The car count appears to be really strong. Ed's done a great job getting on the phone with people.
Cool.
I expect our car counts to be in the mid to upper 20s probably. So it's a lot of good things happening there, and we're really excited about it. And as much as I love to talk about myself and Briggs, definitely
that's even better.
Definitely want to talk about the series too. So.
I mean, the economy's going to get better, right? People are going to be able to spend a little bit more money than they're spending now. So I think 2025 is going to be a breakout year for racing. Racing's going to get a whole lot better. There's a lot of empty spots here. I don't think next year there's going to be that many empty spots here at this show. It's getting better already. But we appreciate you coming in here and being with us, man. And
Nick,
I'm sure I'll see you along the way.
You will. And can you please stop talking so much? You tried to take up all the airtime.
I let it go.
Thanks, guys.
I let him do his thing.
Joe? Yeah, all right.
So we're waiting for our guests. We'll talk a little bit about what's going on. This event here is phenomenal. And I use that word a lot.
Doug said grab him when we were ready.
But there's
Doug Rose.
We were here all day yesterday, and there was quite a few people here. But today is like it's crazy. I see people everywhere. It's like a sea of people, and there's so much to see here. There's so many different cars, different divisions of cars. Whether you're into the sprint cars or the vintage cars or the modifieds, crates, whatever, drag racing. There's all kinds of stuff. NASCAR. There's Jeff Gordon's car over on the other side. Ray Everham might be over here, may not be. I don't know.
And we got Gus the bus with us.
We got Gus here. There's all kinds of stuff going on. So if you don't make it this year, put it on the calendar for next year. But we'll be here till 7:00 tonight, and showing everything. And you're not going to be disappointed if you come up here to Motorsports in Oaks. It's about a 45-minute ride from our area down to Lower Bucks County, and like I said, just come on out.
Yeah, I mean, we got the show going on. We got a lot of people that been here already, and we got to thank Gus for coming out here and doing this for WBCB, and we'll do what we do.
Yeah, we'll have a nice recap on Wednesday when we're going
to have a lot to talk about.
Wide open Wednesday, because right now we're just wide open Saturday.
They're going to have to give us all the time that we missed.
Yeah, this is a wide open Saturday.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you.
All right.
Chad from Georgetown, and I always wished, because we used to go to Georgetown, my brother John and I, a little closer for us.
Right.
Because you get to that point when you're going to Georgetown, you're like, all right, we're almost there, and then there's another hour. But once you get there, it's like a vacation.
Absolutely.
And it's so great there. I mean, Go down. I'll tell you that. It's worth the drive once you get to Georgetown. It's like you're going and there's a racetrack in the middle of the beach.
Yep.
And you guys are doing such a wonderful job. The drivers that I've talked to said the track is phenomenal now. You guys have really done a great job with that. Tell us what's in store for you guys this year.
Yeah, no, we're really excited. Mid-Atlantic Promotions with Kenny Adams and myself taking over, and we're really geared up for a big season here in 2025. Jamie Friesen, we expect him to come back to continue the track prep. He's a magician with it. Does a great job. Reminds me a lot of my grandfather over at Delaware International. Those two. There's certain people that you see do track prep, and some just have that special touch. You watch racers race, and they have the special touch behind the wheel. Those guys have the special touch behind the wheel of the grader, and so we're excited about that. This year, we're bringing back some great events like the Lucas Oil Late Models.
Yep.
We'll be here in April. But new for this year is we're going to have the Super Dirt Car Series come back for the first time since the mid-2000s. So we're really excited to have the Super Dirt Car Series at Georgetown and bring in a little different style of modified racing than has been accustomed to there for the last few years. And we're just continuing to grow, trying to do some different events outside of racing as well, with some carnivals and circuses and maybe a monster truck show we're working on as well. And then as we put out this week in the press release, when it was announced that I was taking over as general manager, we are in talks with High Limit for the Sprint Car Series to bring them in. Brad Sweet and the group, they're going to come survey the property later this season when they're at Port Royal, and hopefully try to work that out so that they can be here, or possibly if we can't get in on their schedule, maybe our new relationship with the World Racing Group, we can have the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars come in, something of that sort. So a lot of great things at Georgetown. Running about twice a month, and we've got a great schedule on docket for this year, and I think a lot of great things to come. The leadership with Ken Adams, he's very passionate about stock car racing, and he has Ross Robinson on the Lucas Oil Late Model Series tour. So Kenny just wants to see the place go, and he wants it to be successful. So hopefully with me in charge now, that'll suffice, and I'll be able to lead that vision that he's looking for.
Well, the thing people don't realize, there's a lot of history there between them two tracks, between US 13, I'll call it, and Del Mar. I mean, we used to go to the Delaware State Championships. You would qualify on the Friday, you go over to that track, come back, and go back and forth. That was our holiday when we raced from Jersey. We'd come there and do that. And now it's such a show place at Georgetown. And the history there, people just don't realize. We just lost Bobby Wilkins. Bobby Wilkins made me a star because he built my go-kart that I raced. And then you lost Mr. Lawson, who was a real good friend of mine. My brother used to tell me, wait till you get down here and see Elvis in the flag stand. And I used to talk to him on the internet. But no, we appreciate you taking the time to come out of your booth and be with us. And you get a chance, go to Georgetown and bring your suntan lotion, man, because if you go there in the summertime, it's like going to the beach.
I know every time I drive down there, I'm going down to North Carolina, I see Georgetown on the left, and I'm like, I'm going in there one of these days.
Very cool. Thank you for your time. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. We appreciate it. And, check us out. We're on Facebook, Georgetown Speedway, online at thegeorgetownspeedway.com. We're happy to have everybody down. Yeah, come to the booth. Go down to be here in a little while. Hopefully he'll throw out a couple of autographs for any of the kids or anybody that wants to grab his signature. And I'm over there all day long. So if you have any questions or anything, don't hesitate. Happy to come answer any questions anybody might have. Appreciate the time. Thank you all.
Yep.
Thank you all.
Right. I don't know this guy.
I actually think you do.
Come on in, brother. How are you, Nicky? I'm good, brother. How are you?
Great. Hey, how's it going?
How are you, sir?
All right.
I may need help getting out of here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's all right. You can just stay here with us.
All right.
What's going on, man? How are you?
Is this thing on?
It's on.
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me on the show.
We love having you on the show, brother.
My buddy Joe Adams is out there trying to get Wi-Fi so we can go live.
You got a halo over your head. You have to put up with him all the time. You know that, right?
Yeah, he's all right for a kid his size.
Now, we're trying to get our stuff worked out. We got our technician here that we got to get working in the studio at the station so we can simulcast with Low Down and Dirty Entertainment. Now, you guys are the reason why I started doing all the stuff at New Egypt and all over the place with my camera and my microphone. If it wasn't for guys like you, Low Down and Dirty, and Rob Wojcik, you taught me all the stuff that I do, and I appreciate that. And then you guys come on board with us here, Mr. Fletcher, and then of course you're the sole guy for the fire extinguisher stuff, right? You're the representative for that, and that's a pretty cool deal. But
I got a case of Inferno Armor over at our table. We're right there behind the Pioneer Pole Building booth. It's $45 a bottle. If you don't know what it is, it's an extra layer of fire protection. You spray it on your fire suit, your seats, your seat belt, anything that can possibly burn, and even on your Christmas tree. We've been finding people are spraying.
No kidding.
Yeah, anything that can burn. It doesn't have to be racing related. It's it's a really good deal.
Now, what's Low Down and Dirty got a lot of stuff coming up. A lot of shows, a lot of different girls doing stuff, all kinds of things, right?
Well, yeah, first and foremost, I'd like to say congratulations to Michaela.
Yeah, awesome, right?
She was representing Low Down Entertainment last night, which is cool. She won Miss Motorsports 25.
Oh, Adams will never shut up now.
Well, he never shuts up to begin with.
All right, okay.
You know what I mean? He should be here somewhere. And today he brought his offspring to meet me. His son is here with him. So there's 2 Joe Adams in the house.
All right, I'm closing up shop now. I'm closing up shop now.
Yeah, we got a lot of good stuff coming up, Nikki. You know, we're an LLC now. We're going to try to make a business out of this.
Cool.
You know, we got 13 GoPros now. We got the drone. Got a lot of cameras that just came back from Tulsa from the shootout.
Yeah.
Did a lot of stuff in Allentown. We'll have cameras down at AC. Warren's sitting here. Warren wears a helmet cam for us on top on the flag stand. You know, we're nonstop.
Well, we appreciate you stopping by for a couple of minutes. We got this guy waiting in the wings.
Mr. Doug Rose is in the house.
Mr. Doug Rose, yep. We're going to talk to him. But
far more important
tell
than I
Joe I'm going to come looking for him.
I will.
All right, brother.
I appreciate you guys.
Thanks,
you guys
Bear.
are doing a great job.
Thank you, man. We appreciate you being on board, brother. Now we're going to bring this guy in. And this guy runs Bridgeport. Come on in there, Dougie.
Make sure this thing's on silent. There we go.
That's all right. It doesn't have to be on silent. You're
Mix isn't. There's nothing silent back here.
You're with family, Doug. You're loud.
Right.
Great things happening in Bridgeport again. You won out of the award at the IMPA deal there. That's pretty well deserved.
Yeah, it was really cool to receive that Promoter of the Year award there at the EMPA ceremony. Last night they actually presented us with another Promoter of the Year from a Checkered Flag fan club.
Oh, cool.
So that was really cool. It's been a banner year, and just today we got the best appearing booth. So it's nice to be recognized for stuff, and it's nice that people appreciate everything we keep trying to do.
The thing of it is, they know how hard you're working, Doug. They see how hard you work. I've been there. I got a chance to go there and see how hard you work behind the scenes. You're going this way. Your wife's going that way.
Right.
And you're involved. You're there. You're talking to the drivers. You're talking to the people. The times that I've been there, you took time out to come talk to me.
Right.
And you didn't have to do that. You know what I mean? So you got great things happening. You got the big shows coming back.
Yep.
What are you looking forward to? What's the shows that you're really looking forward to?
Well, I mean, we got some of the big shows coming back. The touring deal, the High Limit, and the USAC National Sprint Cars. We were going to have the Outlaws, but the date didn't really work well for me with my my Dirty Jersey show. So we told the Outlaws, the date wasn't going to work for us, so they had to move on to another track. But my favorite shows are kind of our own shows. My Serrano race, my 602 Nationals that I do with Frank Cozy, the Dirty Jersey Sprint Car race that I do with Danny Dietrich, the 305 race. All those races we do at the end of the year are just really cool. We got guys flashing us here behind the camera. So
glad it was behind the camera.
That's the beauty of being live.
Yeah,
Yes.
live. Yeah. So we got a lot of cool shows, and we just try to present everything we can.
Yeah, I mean, when you started this deal, you're like, okay, let's see what's going to happen here, and you're driving yourself crazy. Then that's not just Bridgeport. Now you got Kutztown.
Yeah.
You do all that. You have all these favorite shows that the people love at the little track.
Yeah.
You have the big cars at the little track. You're like, this ain't going to work,
Right.
and it works.
Yeah, no.
and it's exciting, and the people love that. I mean, when you change the track at Bridgeport, everybody wanted to slit their throats. But now, after a few years, I think it's coming to its own. I mean, people are starting to get used to it. You got the track better now.
Yep.
There's less tire wear, and
it's all about staying after stuff and watching what's happening and just staying ahead of the game. And like you say about the big cars at Kutztown, one thing to really mention here is the late models. We're doing late models twice at Bridgeport, and we got late models coming for the first time at that little bull ring and at Action Track. So we're excited for that. Bernheisel's put together some pretty cool programs and speed weeks in his fall series. So we're excited for that.
Well, we'll be down there when we can be down there. Of course, Fred's got a race car now. He had to buy a race car.
You just ruined your life. Just ruined that.
So
Wouldn't be the first time.
Right.
We'll be down there for some of the special shows, and I appreciate you opening it up to us and letting us come there whenever we want.
Yes, sir.
And people already probably know this. I was almost going to work for Doug,
right.
And Doug said, we don't want to upset the apple cart, which is fine.
Right.
But me and Doug have an open door policy. I can go there whenever I want.
Yep.
With Wide Open Wednesday. And I appreciate it,
Yes.
Doug. I really do.
All right. Thank you.
I wish you a lot of luck this year. And all them awards this man got, he very well deserved.
Yep.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Thanks, Doug.
Who we got next? Of course we do.
Jeff Rowe.
We just had Jeff Rowe on our show on Wednesday night. We're going to bring him in here and talk about some Grandview stuff, some short track Super Series stuff. Have a seat, Jeff. What's up, man? Didn't I just talk to you not too long ago?
You
right?
did, you did. I think it was Wednesday night.
Yeah, and it was great to have you on, talk about some Grandview stuff, and everybody's here, man. We're having fun.
You had me on for the first time ever Wednesday, and I'm on already here on Saturday already. Two times in 1 week.
All the stars and cars are here, bro.
Popular. We're popular.
Yep. I mean, I told you when I talked to you before that we were going to have you on the show. Me and Fred are overwhelmed by the response with our show. That the people are really digging it and liking it. And
that's what I've been hearing. I was just talking to some people.
Yeah.
How some of the stuff you do at Christmas and so forth.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's all Fred. He's been doing that for the community forever, and we're having a good time with it. But you've been around for a long time. It's one big family, and I've watched you do what you do. Of course, Chris Moore. We were just talking about Chris. We talked about him Wednesday night. Grandview, another place. Like I was just talking to Doug. Grandview is a staple. Okay, the 76er is one of them races that you got to go.
Right.
That's one of the best races that you can go to. And at Grandview, like we had Logan Watt on here, and Logan was talking about Grandview, and I said, "You're so young and you've accomplished so much so fast." He said, "But there's nothing like Grandview."
Yeah, it's a unique place, and people have said over the years, if you can conquer Grandview, you can pretty much go anywhere and race well. And and for Logan to come in and do what he did at such a young age, never racing there before, and coming in, and both of his first 2 years ending up winning a championship, it's just amazing. But one of the attributes I saw in him was his patience, and I think that came from the quarter midgets.
Right.
And it's hard to think of drivers having patience at Grandview.
Right.
But he did, and that sometimes kept him out of trouble, enabling him to do that. But yes, he's talking about Grandview as a staple. Yes, it took. Grandview's 76er wasn't a spectacular hit overnight,
right?
But in 50 plus years of running the race, it's become one of those must-see events on the schedule.
That and the Thunder on the Hill stuff with Bob, people mark that down on their account. And then, of course, Kyle Larson comes there, and he says that's one of his favorite tracks to go to is Grandview. The stuff that you do with your short track Super Series, what's going on with that?
Yes. Well, addressing Thunder on the Hill first, yes, Thunder on the Hill, another thing that's been built up over years, 30 plus years of Thunder on the Hill. So those events are popular, and they keep bringing them back because the fans love them. Mm-hmm. So that's why they keep bringing them back. The USAC show, PA Speed Week. And then when the NASCAR drivers such as Kyle Larson, we've had Tony Stewart and Casey Kane over the years, Christopher Bell. And then when they come in there and win, that really helps the track and helps the sport. Yep. So that's a big deal.
Yep.
And addressing the short track Super Series, big schedule coming up. We're going to get started soon.
Yeah.
I'll be heading to Florida coming up next week. Not next week, but the following week. We head down there and kick off the 6th annual Sunshine Swing, and then that'll be the 12th season for the Short Track Super Series. Usually 20-plus dates. Last year was one of the busiest seasons Brett ever had with the series, mainly because the weather cooperated.
Right.
And should be another action-packed schedule. Most of the same tracks are on again, and a couple additions. So every year he always throws a new one in there. So it'll be interesting to see. Can-Am will be a new one this year, so it'll be interesting to get to some new places again.
All right, Jeff, we appreciate your time. Thanks for coming by and seeing us again. And
Sure.
Thanks for calling in.
Sure.
Yeah, coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You got an open door policy. You can call anytime you want. What we'll probably do when you guys have some big shows, I'll probably get a hold of you, and you can recap the big shows from Grandview.
All right, sounds good. Yep.
Sound good? Thanks,
You
Jeff.
guys are busy. Thanks for having me. Yep.
Thank you.
All right,
Yep.
thanks, Jeff.
All right, Jeff. Thank you.
All right, I think we got about 5 minutes, so let's let's kind of wrap it up there.
Wrap it up with Gus, the bus.
All righty.
All right, now we had Doug Rose, we had Jeff, and you know
really
what?
good show.
This is overwhelming.
Yes.
The response that we're having here.
Yeah.
As always, we got to thank Kate for what she does for us.
Kate was out bird dogging everybody for us, getting it over here.
And without Kate, I don't know what we would do. Just,
we'd be home.
And Gus finally got us all straightened out. Hopefully, people are watching this on YouTube. Is it on YouTube? Yep. And then I'll be able to transfer that over to all our outlets, so you'll be able to watch that. We had a lot of great interviews today. I'm going to be walking around and going to different people. Me and Fred are going to be walking around doing that. We're going to go over to the vintage stuff, look at some of that. I think we're going to go over to Arts and talk to Jimmy Horton. We're going to be doing all kind of stuff. We're going to give Kate a little bit of a break. My niece should be coming here, and Dina's going to work the camera for us. But we got to thank WBCB for coming out here and being with us today. Of course, that's our station. That's our station. That's our station. That's our home on Wednesday nights. It's Fred's home on Thursday mornings from 9 to 10. Of course, 9 to 9:30. It's America's Mechanic, Fred Fletcher, and then from 9:30 to 10, it's Need for Speed with Fred, and of course Earl Krause always calls in. I call in, and then of course Wednesdays from 5 to 6. It's Wide Open Wednesday with yours truly and Fred Fletcher.
I hope you enjoyed this. If you can't get up here today, get out at some point over the season, hit any of the tracks. The local tracks, Bridgeport, New Egypt. You can see me running the vintage cars down New Egypt. Maybe I'll run at Bridgeport too. Hit Grandview, hit
Big
Diamond. Big Diamond, any of them. Any of the people that you've heard from us this weekend. Go out there, support the racing, see the young guys, support the young guys, and you'll be thoroughly entertained from start to finish.
And if you want to get involved, with Wide Open Wednesday, call Fletcher's Garage. Reach out to us. Our numbers are on our Facebook pages, our Instagram pages. Kate has that all set up to where you can get involved. Send us an email.
And
trust me.
As you heard, people have been really responding to our show. So that means the popularity is really, really growing every day. We want to take you with us. Be a sponsor,
and it doesn't
be an
cost that
advertiser.
much.
It does not cost much. We have all different levels of advertising packages, and we can include you as well.
And if you're listening during the show, we have a pamphlet that you can take with you, and you can decide which way you want to go with it. It could go from here to there, whichever way you want to do it. We can make it a main sponsor or a little sponsor. We got to thank our sponsors that we already have, Bob Drayton and Sherry Drayton.
Sage Chiropractic.
Yep, and Fred Fletcher's Garage, of course.
Flag the Flag.
Yep. And of course, Kate goes above and beyond what she do for two guys that don't know what the hell they're doing. But,
that's how it goes, though.
And we got to thank Warren Olson for his wisdom. He comes on once a month and does what he does. Of course, Warren come to enjoy the show with us, and now he's got to be the EMT for the rest of the show. But that's what he does. That's what he loves to do. Earl Krause.
Yes, we want to thank Earl Krause for he's number one, putting this all together and taking me under his wing.
And we finally got a chance to put him in the hot seat with us and talk to him.
And he put this all together, and I just love Earl. And Earl gives it back to us, gives the love back to us all the time. So thank you for having us and sponsoring us and putting up with us and putting up with him.
Me.
Yeah, and then we shall hear you on Wednesday.
Yeah, we're going to see you on Wednesday.
5 p.m. on Wednesday.
If you're walking around the show, you still got plenty of time.
Yeah, we'll be here.
We'll be here. Come on by and see us at the Wide Open Wednesday booth. We got hero cards. We got schedules from Maple Grove, Bridgeport, New Egypt. All kinds of stuff happening here. Come on back here and take some of this stuff from us.
All right.
We all right there, Gus the Bus?
Up? All right.
Wrap it up.
All right,
we'll wrap it up. Thanks.
Gus is going to go walking around now, too.